The race to the White House is coming down to the wire.
Yeah, new polls out tonight show the race is getting even tighter with Hillary Clinton in only a small lead right now over Donald Trump.
KCAL 9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with what to expect in these last days leading up to the election, Dave.
Yeah, one thing to expect is remember how bitter these battles were for the nominations in both parties, really. Now the winners and losers are teaming up in an effort to win the White House. Tonight, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are turning to the men they defeated in their party's presidential primaries to rally their supporters to show up at the polls and vote for Clinton and Trump. The man many Democrats still wish was their presidential candidate.
Putting a Republican in the White House and keeping a Republican Senate is the whole enchilada.
And the man many Republicans still wish was their presidential candidate were urging their supporters to get out and vote next Tuesday for the candidates who beat them for the party nominations.
The next president of the United States, Hillary Clinton.
A crowd of about 5,000, including many students from North Carolina State University and many millennials, cheered for Senator Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton at an outdoor amphitheater in Raleigh, North Carolina. Sanders warned his supporters to do everything they can to elect Clinton and defeat Donald Trump.
We have struggled for so many years to overcome discrimination, and he is running his campaign, the cornerstone of which is bigotry. We are not going back to a bigoted society.
Clinton reassured the crowd that Sanders' issues are her issues as well.
We were able to raise a lot of the issues that you heard Bernie talking about to the level that they are part of this presidential campaign, and they will be part of our agenda after January 20th.
Clinton needs college students and millennials to turn out in big numbers in states like North Carolina to win the White House, and Sanders may be the key to making that happen. And although Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz campaigned with the GOP vice presidential candidate Mike Pence, not Donald Trump, on Thursday, he told reporters his allegiance now is clear.
Well, I'm here campaigning for Donald Trump. I'll make a point. I'm getting ready to get on a gigantic airplane that has Donald Trump's name painted on the side of it. On Monday of this week, I voted for Donald Trump.
Cruz could come to Trump's rescue as well, since he has broad appeal to evangelicals who make up a big portion of the Republican Party's base, some of whom may be questioning whether they can vote for a man whose behavior and morality may be different from theirs. The help comes as a new CBS News New York Times poll shows Clinton's national support among likely voters has slipped to 3% now, a 6-point drop in the last 2 weeks. Sensing that he has Clinton on the ropes, Donald Trump picked up on a new report that the FBI has investigated criminal wrongdoing at the Clinton Foundation.
It was reported that an avalanche of information is coming in. The FBI agents say their investigation is likely to yield an indictment.
Not true, according to CBS News, which reports that while the FBI has looked into the finances of the Clinton Foundation, so far no charges have been filed.
He certainly knows how to shake things up, doesn't he?
In the suburbs of Philadelphia, Trump's wife Melania gave her first campaign speech since her ill-fated GOP convention speech in July, which was partially plagiarized. She said as First Lady, she would focus on online bullying, something critics charge her husband often engages in.
Children and teenagers can be fragile. They are hurt when they are made fun of or made to feel less in looks or intelligence.
You can't make excuses for this stuff.
For the second day in a row, President Obama was stumping for Hillary Clinton, this time in Miami, raising fears about the damage a Trump presidency could inflict.
If you discriminate against people of different faiths before you are president, then that is what you will do in office, except you will have more power to carry out the twisted notions that you had before you were in office.
Now, with only a few days left, this presidential campaign is not likely to be missed by most Americans. The new CBS News New York Times poll out tonight shows that more than 80% of voters say the campaign has left them more repulsed than excited. And a majority of voters view both candidates unfavorably and see them as dishonest. Jeff, Lena?